Hey, this is Ross with Ross Hog Smokers, and today I am redoing my grandma's garden. She wanted to get rid of her garden and turn it into grass. She not able to take care of this garden like she wants to, and she gets tired of looking at the weeds that are growing there. So I'm gonna take a disc harrow and I'm gonna plow it up real good, get the ground loosened up, and then I'm gonna take a scrape blade and I'm going to back drag this area, and then you'll see me take a drag harrow and also an old piece of metal. It's actually a trailer ramp, and I'm going to use that to level out the area that I'm working up. And then this sits for about a week, and then I'm able to get back over there and spread some grass seed and run back over it again with the drag harrow and get the seed spread out real good. And later on in the video you'll see about 4 weeks have passed, 3 or 4 weeks, I'm not sure, and I've got a pretty good stand of grass, so stay tuned to the end of the video to see that. Hey, this is Ross with Ross Hog Smokers. Today I'm going to finish up seeding my grandma's garden area. I'm going to run over it with the harrow rake, spread some grass seed, run over it again with the harrow rake, and then add some fertilizer. So you can see that I'm going to spread the grass seed. I use a Fescue blend. It's got 3 different types of fescue that grow well in the south here, and put out some fertilizer on top of it. And one thing I would point out is I'm not getting rid of my grandma's garden completely. She's got 2 raised beds and a greenhouse, as you can see in the background, so she'll still be able to do some gardening, grow some tomatoes, cucumber, squash, green beans, lima beans if she wants to. So I'm not getting rid of her garden completely. She'll still be able to go out there and enjoy working outside and enjoy her garden like she has for many years. While I was at my grandmother's that day, I decided it was time to mow her grass. This was the first cut of the year. It was pretty tall, but not too bad. It wasn't too woolly. Also, I decided I needed to go ahead and spread pre-emergent, so I did that, and you'll see a video of that towards the end of this. I use it's called Barricade, and I get it from a local hardware here. Works really good. It's got a high nitrogen content, so it turns the grass just a lush green color. And you'll see after 3 or 4 weeks, I have another video of me cutting the grass, and it's a completely different color. It really makes the grass pop. It gives the grass what it needs to grow, but at the same time, it keeps any of those weeds that haven't germinated yet from popping up. Oh, whoops. So the mower I have is a 2018 Exmark Radius X Series. It's a 52-inch cut, and it's got the Kawasaki motor on it. It's a good mower. I love the way it stripes a yard. The decks on the Exmark mowers, in my opinion, are some of the best. It's probably why a lot of the professionals are using it. Just look at those stripes. So the pre-emergent that I use is a 18-2-8, so it's got 18% nitrogen, 2% phosphate, and 8% potash. And it's a pre-emergent, but it's also a fertilizer, so it's nice. It costs about the same as a fertilizer. You pay a little bit extra, but that pre-emergent will keep any seeds that haven't germinated yet from germinating.
3 weeks later.
So it's been a little while since I put the pre-emergent on, 3 weeks, and you can just tell a difference in the grass. It's a lot lusher. It's a really deep green. I usually cut fescue at about 4 inches. My grandmother likes it a little bit shorter, so I cut it shorter for her. But just look at that deep green that pre-emergent fertilizer has given this yard. So a lot of people like to cut their yards at like 2 inches. That's fine, that's a personal preference. Me, I like to leave my yard about 4 inches high. I have tall fescue in my yard. My grandma has tall fescue in hers. So it's in the name, tall fescue. By leaving it tall, you're shading out, that fescue's shading out weeds, and it helps with weed control. It also helps in the summer months whenever the sun's beating down on it. That fescue provides shade to the soil, and it keeps that ground, the moisture in the ground, from evaporating as quickly, which in turn gives you a healthier yard. That grass stays greener. A couple other tips to keep your yard healthy is to have sharp blades. It helps prevent fungus. It gives a cleaner cut on the grass. It's just like a wound. If you have a wound that you don't treat, or that's real jagged, it takes a lot longer for it to heal, and which could in turn lead to infection. So Same way with the grass. If it has a green, if the blades have a clean cut on it, they're going to heal faster and not allow some of the funguses to get into your yard and turn your grass brown. So I have 3 sets of blades. I always keep one set sharp so that it's easy to change out. I jack the front end of the Exmark up, take an impact wrench, pop off the 3 blades that are under there, put 3 newly sharpened ones on, and I'm ready to go. Probably takes about 10 minutes. So it's always a good idea to have a spare set of blades that you keep sharp. That way it makes blade changes easier and you're able to get to mowing quicker. So I don't typically mow both directions. You saw I mowed away from the camera earlier, and now I'm crossing that path. I don't typically do that, but the grass was extra thick in the front yard, so I want to make sure I got those clippings spread out and cut up a little bit better so they weren't all clumpy. And it gives a nice crosshatch pattern. Just look at those stripes. So this is about 4 weeks or maybe 3 weeks since I seeded this, and as you can tell, that grass is coming up really good. I'll fill it in the fall. I'll aerate and add more seed and get it thicker and lusher, but it's coming in pretty good. I'm pretty impressed for spring seeding. You typically don't seed in the spring, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, stay tuned for my next video. I mentioned I would be building a miniature smoker in my previous video, and my next video for sure will be a miniature smoker build. Part 1. Y'all come back now, you hear?